Me so here. Many Joe Pa, we are there. Oh, are they? Me patch me question here too. Quick one. MAHAMA CARES. Arguments and analysts almost one majidi almost MAHAMA CARES MAHAMA CARES na da so no mo anya mfiri so a microphone contribute mo wa adwin bi say mo be yi MAHAMA CARES no afiri so ana de to so mienu ye si chief compounder ye nim say e wo various communities no do na so kwan ne nye yen Ghana for ya ye nisike ye si chief compounder ni wi a ba bi kwa be ko na fridge kura ye de adrobegu nkura bi ni ho ye ko si chief compounder ni akotwa me keke ana akade bi ka ho ana because they young dada ne de na no de no sa that's it. So honorable minister, please take these questions here.
Thank you very much for these brilliant questions. Let me start with my tour, the unannounced visit. I will continue to do that. I've not stopped. But you know, the sector is very big and you find yourself doing one thing at a time. And so it's not something I will stop. I'll continue to do it. After all, during that period, we saw a number of health facilities responding to that. Saw people clearing their premises, painting their hospitals and all that. You see, there are certain things that are beyond the management of the facilities, and that is for government to perform. I agree that we'll continue to do our best, but there are basic ones that I think that the management of the various hospitals should also be up and doing, and that will make sure that they will do them. Now to Sputnik vaccines and then the frontiers. This issue is still under investigation. And so I do not want to comment on it further. It is still under investigation. It has not come to an end. Since I took office, other investigation agencies have reached out to me for the ministry to respond. And so it's still under investigation. So anybody who thinks that it has come to an end is not true. It's still in progress. Both the Sputnik and the frontiers. So it's still under investigation. Then the update on MPOX. I think we've left you far behind because they've done series of updates. So when you check the dashboard at the moment, I think we have about 218 confirmed cases and about 21 new cases. But you see, the good news is that there's no single person on admission and it hasn't killed anybody. That is a good news. And so we will continue to do our best to respond to it. At the moment, what we are considering is to get vaccines to immunize the targeted areas. So very soon you will see that we are rolling out vaccinations in those affected areas. So we are on top of the issue. Then MPOX, let me go to retooling. The retooling of our various health facilities. I agree that we need to first and foremost maintain and retool the already existing facilities, because if we continue to build more without maintaining what we already have, for me it doesn't make sense. And so government has a clear policy. Whilst government is directly investing in retooling, we're also exploring other avenues like the PPP, so that we make sure that our health facilities are well equipped to deliver the services they are mandated to deliver. Agenda 111. Agenda 111, and whether you link the question, about two people asked questions on Agenda 111. One was linking it to the CHIPS compounds, and the other was asking whether those below 70%, how we are going to handle those ones. So at the moment, AESL is conducting audit on all the Agenda 111 projects. So we'll wait for the comprehensive report to guide us going forward. But there are things that His Excellency the President has communicated clearly on. One is that we are going to explore the PPP arrangement. So if you recall, you are the press, and the last time His Excellency met the clergy, he made an appeal to them that those who are interested should also come forward, and I've engaged, a number of such groups. So we'll be looking at that, and then so those below 70% will package it for, that purpose. But those above 70% will try if you can get government direct funding to complete them. Then somebody also linked it to the CHIPS compound. You know, the CHIPS is the basic unit of the service delivery, and that is in our communities, is in our villages, and so it's very important. I mean, there's a difference between what the Agenda 111 project is targeting and the CHIPS compound. The CHIPS compound touches the core of the primary health care. Now, in the international arena, we are being touted for effective immunization, about 95% coverage. It's all due to the strengthening of the CHIPS compound. And so, even if we invest so much in the CHIPS compounds, for me, I think it's the right direction. But about 600 CHIPS compounds cannot even be, the cost of 600 CHIPS compounds cannot even be more than 5 Agenda 111 facilities. It is estimated to cost about $17 to $18 million for Agenda 111. And we are estimating between 1 to 2 million Ghana cedis for a CHIP compound. So you see the difference. So putting all the 600 together will not even amount to about 5 of the Agenda 111 facilities. For Agenda 111, if you want to pump money and complete, we need not less than $1.6 billion. Yes, somebody shouted. Yes, that's what we need. And interestingly, we have sunk almost $400 million without completing and operationalizing one. And so we think that if we over-concentrate on Agenda 111 and we leave the already existing ones, we'll be doing a disservice to ourselves. Somebody clearly pointed out that somebody died as a result of lack of equipment, a medical doctor. And for me, that's quite avoidable. And with regards to that question, we've put measures in place. At the moment, His Excellency the President has instructed clearly that we should purchase 3 of the cath labs. 3. I have not been mandated to put out where the 3 will go, so that I will hold on. But he has instructed that we should buy 3 immediately. And we are looking at the comprehensive retooling of all the facilities. Now we come to mental health in this country. Now the policy direction for mental health is that, you know, that we were centralizing the mental health. So you see, you go to Pantine, and then they will bring people with mental disorder there, keep them there. You go to Asalam Down, and they are there. So government policy is that now we are going to decentralize the treatment of mental illness, to integrate it into the primary health care, from the CHIPS to the district hospitals to the regional. So it will not be as a matter of traveling to the teaching hospital before you get access to mental health services. And so we are putting a lot of effort, and at the same time trying to increase allocations, budgetary allocations to that sector. There was a question about the export of nurses vis-a-vis the need for nurses and health workers in this country. If you paid attention, I consistently maintain that whilst we are keeping the optimum workforce, we will then look at how we can export the excess optimum workforce. So we are not going to prioritize the export over what we need as a country. But truth be told, that the recruitment of health workforce is dependent on budgets. You cannot just employ for employing sake. And a typical example is what they did in 2024. They just said, go, they are employing, and they mentioned an amount of, a number of nurses that should be recruited. And after that, what else? You must pay the persons. Now, this government, it was even not part of the budget, but we have to make budgetary allocation to be able to pay more than 10,000 nurses. So just mentioning that you are going to recruit is not a solution. And at the moment, we have been able to put not less than 7,000 of them on the payroll, and we are looking at how we can put the rest also on the payroll. So yes, export to create employment, but we will also prioritize the need for optimum number of health workers in our country. The name MAHAMA Cares. The truth of the matter is that the name for the fund is called Ghana Medical Trust Fund. That is the name. But of course, the originator, the visionary leader, and so people are associating the policy with the originator. And so, and it is not the first time we are hearing this. It has happened elsewhere before. Obama Cares, if you remember. I know that most of you may even not know the real name for that particular program. All over the world, everybody was calling it Obama Cares. So let us not hide behind that. If you think you cannot contribute, say so. Don't hide behind the name and say because of the name you will not contribute. So that is the real name. Somebody also asked whether we are just going to put up, brick and mortar and call them cheap compounds. Hospitals or health facilities are not a brick and mortar. The brick and mortar plus the personnel and the equipment. And so there are basic equipment every chip compound per this policy must have. Only yesterday, I was in discussions with the administrator for Common Fund and then the minister responsible for local government. And so we are liaising, we are linking up to make sure that this program becomes a success. Thank you for the opportunity.
Well, thank you very much, Honorable Minister. Okay, we'll take one last question. So, but you have to be very snappy because this is a special dispensation I've given you.
All right. My name is Colin Scobie Body. I'm with Kesbin TV. My question has to do with HIV and AIDS in the country. I would like to know the current state and the measures being put in place to eradicate this disease. Thank you.
Of course, you have a follow-up.
I'm the lucky one. Honorable Minister, yes, Honorable Minister, some chiefs in your region, the Western North region, indicated to you and the President during your recent thank you visit that there are some chronic illnesses that are being recorded as a result of illegal mining activities. What is the Health Ministry's response to these diseases that have been recorded in Galamsey areas? Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Let me start from the last question. The medical doctors will tell you that the improper handling of mining contribute to the NCDs. And so it is part of the MAHAMA Cares. It's a program that is going to be dedicated towards the treatment of NCDs. So if there are other extreme conditions as and when they come, like emergencies, we will then look at how to handle them. And then the HIV, I don't have specific figures at the moment, but it's a program that is being handled at the presidency. It is directly under the presidency, and I know that the presidency is giving it all the attention it deserves, and Her Excellency, the First Lady, is also highly interested, and so I think that we are making progress. But unfortunately, I cannot give you specific figures at the moment. Thank you.
All right. Thank you very much, Honorable Minister. We will draw down the curtains on today's program at this juncture. And I wish to thank the Honorable Minister sincerely for availing himself to account for his stewardship over the last 6 months. We are eternally grateful to you. Let me also thank you, members of the press, for showing up in your numbers and asking probing questions, which in turn have elicited very useful and informative responses. Next week, we strive on, and on Monday, the Defense Minister will be here. On Wednesday, the Minister for Lands and Natural Resources will be here, and then on Friday, the Attorney General will be here. In between then, on 24th July, which is Thursday, the Finance Minister will render his accounts in Parliament, where he will give the nation a briefing on the state of the economy when he does his mid-year budget presentation. But until then, thank you all for coming.